Well, no, I shouldn't have to be afraid to say what I want, but yet I have to because I've been locked up 5 times.
It's been literally a year,
Well,
and you've been saying everything you wanted to say for the last year.
I haven't been able to say anything. I haven't been able to talk to anybody. That's the thing. Like, nobody.
Okay, so tell him that. You don't want to talk to me. You've told me that.
Joe, I've tried to talk. I tried talking to you all the time. Like, I'm trying to find the answers. I call Marwood. I have to protect myself when I call them and record the freaking phone calls just to make sure. And all I'm asking for is, hey, if you guys did nothing wrong, let's have a discussion so I can clear up my delusions that I apparently have of that situation. Because that's the only way I'm going to get better.
I got this independent medical examination that was done
Yeah.
by, was it a psychiatrist? I assume so.
Yeah, from Sun Life.
Based off a 15-minute conversation. I don't even know what it says, but that's what it was. It was a 15-minute conversation.
You're kidding me.
Oh, I'm not kidding
Yeah,
you. It was
15 minutes to
15-minute
a half an
conversation.
hour. It was supposed to be an hour and a half, and yeah, it was definitely not more than a half an hour. He wasn't in there very long.
Wow. That's surprising to me. I'm not surprised if you told me you had a psychiatric appointment in 5 minutes, that happened, right? But you tell me an independent medical exam that lasted less than half an hour.
Oh yeah, it was way under half an hour.
Yeah, the one he had from Sun Life before that was like 2.5 hours.
Right.
And then this one, yeah, was really fast.
Yeah.
I was surprised how fast.
Because I do beyond independent medical exam, and you delve pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one did. The second one did not.
Was it over the telephone or?
No, it was in person.
Where in London?
Yeah, it was in London.
Wow. Do you have a copy of it?
No, I don't.
Do you know what it's?
I have no idea what he says.
I'll read the. You can take your mask off if you like. No problem. If you like.
Good. I have asthma and it's killing me. I can't breathe.
Yeah. So tell me your name.
Joanne.
Joanne. Bipolar disorder by history is that you diagnosed with.
Okay, based on that's.
By history, I don't know if reading in the notes or
Okay.
conversation with you.
Yeah.
He deferred with respect to personality disorder.
What does that mean?
Oh, yeah. We can talk for like an hour about this. Personality disorders or some kind of dysfunctional interpersonal interactive style that causes problems in a person's life.
Okay.
That's a very broad kind of definition. Compared to or contrast with anxiety or depression, where the symptoms tend to wax and wane and come and go. Right?
Okay.
So personality disorders are a little bit like a pattern in a carpet that can maybe fade over time, but basically don't change that much, right?
Okay.
Whereas anxiety and depression is like kind of spilling food on a carpet. You clean it up, you might spill on food, clean it up, spill on food. So at times people can look quite depressed, and they recover in that episode, they're fine.
Okay.
They get depressed, recover, or anxiety, or maximum. Personality tends to kind of be woven into the fabric of a person's personality.
So wouldn't that have? Can this just start? Because his entire personality is entirely different than it was 2 years ago.
Right, so that's not, then it's not a, what does that say, Schulich medicine?
She was like, my nephew's in medical school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's an excellent question. Just have a second. So, yeah, it doesn't just start like that. A personality is formed sort of early on, and an interpersonal style is established in their, as a kind of teenage or whatever, and then people see, hints of that going into their 20s. That kind of stays, sort of like a narcissistic personality, or borderline personality disorder, or dependent personality, or obsessive compulsive personality, whatever. There's various kind of paths. But if somebody's personality has a drastic change at the age of 45 or something, like 46, 48, then that's a little bit different. Now, it's much, from talking to Carl a little bit, I don't know him super well, but I've seen a few times, he seems to have bought into kind of conspiratorial beliefs and that kind of thing. This like a kind of Trump, since Trump, right? This bizarreness has been amassed, in my opinion, right? These bizarre conspiracy theories and so on, and people cherry pick evidence. It's on YouTube, and I saw this, and I read this, and this, right? That's your
Yeah, but what if they aren't conspiracies?
Right.
I mean,
So-
if
Carl,
okay,
I'm gonna stop
okay,
right there.
yeah.
I'm not going to debate with you or argue with you, because you can find anything and find websites that say the world is flat. Perfect. There's a website that says France doesn't exist. Fine. I can't argue with that. If I tell you the Rocky Mountains don't exist, you can't convince me they do.
Yeah, but we could go to the Rocky Mountains.
You know, when you say the Rocky Mountains, how do you know the Rocky Mountains? I've never been there.
Yeah, but we could go to the Rocky Mountains.
You say you could.
Yeah, but if we both go together to the Rocky Mountains, we can see the Rocky Mountains.
They don't exist. I could never see them. They don't exist.
Then does this exist? Is this conversation existing?
Sure, I'm talking to you right now. But the Rocky Mountains don't. Prove it to me.
Well, I can't. I've never been to the Rocky Mountains, but if I
They
have,
exist. Neither have I. I don't think they exist. That's bullshit.
yeah, but I can tell you that Cuba exists.
Yeah,
I've
I
been to
believe so.
Cuba. I've done lots of things in Cuba.
100% Cuba exists. 100%, I believe 100%.
What's that?
100% I believe that Cuba exists. 100%, no argument there.
So what's the difference between Cuba and the Rocky Mountains?
You say there's mountains, I don't really believe it. Who knows? I don't think they're there. Prove it to me.
Well, see, that's the thing. I can't, but I can research it and I can look and I can see.
Yeah,
And then
you
if
can
I,
research, a lot of it's bullshit. You believe, where are you going to research online? You believe everything you read online?
well, that's the thing. You go, you look, you research online, and then if you still are doubting, you go look at the Rocky Mountains. You walk around the Rocky Mountains, and there's the Rocky Mountains.
I wouldn't have the experience. They don't exist. So bullshit. They don't exist. No such thing as Rocky Mountains. No, it's not.
Well, that's like last time you said that.
That's like
How do we
it's,
know if Alberta exists?
It's an Alberta
Well-
government conspiracy thing that Rocky Mountains exist. They try to advertise, you want to get tourist money. That's what it's going on. There are no Rocky Mountains. Ridiculous.
Okay.
Carl, how's that feel? Weird, right? I painted you into a corner. You can't prove anything to me.
Yeah, but I can search the information and go out for myself and find out.
I can discount anything you tell me.
Well, yeah, but I still know because I've been to the Rocky
And I
Mountains.
really don't exist. There you go. That's what Joanna's experiencing. What you're experiencing right now. Does that hit home, Joanna?
Oh yeah, that's my life.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
So now we come to the point. So normally, like 5 years ago, I'd say it's delusional disorder, right? That's what it's affecting you. Now I don't know what to say because there's like 20 million Americans or something that believe that Trump won the election. I don't know what to say about that. It's bizarre to me, right? There are people that think like Anthony Fauci's evil.
Mhm.
It's weird to me, like, they pick on an internist, the guy just devoted his whole life to public health. Like, it's a weird thing, right? So the media can spin these things and make people believe these the most weird, bizarre sorts of things. Like, there's still
Well, I don't believe you.
There's still
Doctor,
protesting.
the same thing as the Rocky Mountains for you. I don't believe you.
Right.
I think that Anthony Fauci, prove to me that Anthony Fauci
But
is
he
a good
can't.
guy.
That's what he just
I
proved.
showed it, can't.
He
Yeah,
just showed you
but
that.
the thing is that you can investigate, but no one's willing to do that because everybody thinks that Anthony Fauci has all this power. Why does he have power? Because everybody gives him power. Why can't you search and find out?
So let's look at treatment here. So listen, I'm not going to bother arguing with Cox waste of time, right? Just like I presented that outrageous statement that Mark Knox says, right? So there are people who convince the world's flat. Good for them. I don't want to say that. So Carl's gone down this rabbit hole, right? And it's creating a lot of tension and problems at home, I imagine, all the time. Or has, maybe you've started to learn some level of acceptance, whatever. How many? 2 kids?
We have 3 kids.
3 kids, yeah. What do they say?
My oldest moved out
Yeah, because,
and doesn't speak to him
right,
because it was a constant fight.
right,
My youngest is seeing a counselor, seeing a psychiatrist, is
Right.
depressed, won't leave the house, can't go to school.
just to confirm the obvious here, you feel that's connected with the relationship?
Some of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of it.
Yeah.
Some of it is I think hereditary because he's had anxiety and
Right.
ADHD and things his whole life.
And the third child?
And our third child is kind of in the middle. He's working and he just kind of avoids it.
Right.
He just
Doing something.
there's nothing I can do or say, so I'm just gonna pretend it's not happening.
Are they all 3 boys?
All boys.
Well,
Yeah.
So it's affected the relationship with their dad?
Yes.
Yeah. So I've met the odd person like Carl the last few years with this whole pandemic, things have gone a little squirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a few people have gone this direction, right? A handful of people gone this direction. It's not worth saying. So now, if one psychiatrically conceptualizes it as a delusional disorder, that'd be the closest thing we would have to label it.
Mm-hmm.
So delusional disorder would be fixed, false belief.
Mm-hmm.
That's unshakable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Carl's not fooling around. Like, he's not making this stuff up. He believes
He
what
believes
he's
it.
saying. I don't believe it. You don't believe it. The majority of the people don't believe it. But Carl believes it.
Mhm.
And a significant group of people believe it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the treatment would, some psychiatrists might describe it as a strange cultural phenomenon. That's the way to kind of look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some might describe it as a delusional disorder. I could understand that and kind of buy into it somewhat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually, up until 3 years ago, my experience as a psychiatrist, you see people with delusional disorder that have these odd beliefs. People are following them. Jennifer Aniston is in love with me.
Kelly Clarkson.
What's that?
Kelly Clarkson. That was his. Kelly
Was it?
Clarkson.
I never said Kelly Clarkson
Yeah.
was in love
No,
with
he was
me.
in love with her.
See,
Sorry.
So let's say, so I tell you, say,
Why not let me?
no, so you say, no, listen, Jennifer Aniston, what are you talking about? I say, yeah, did you see the last news conference?
Mhm.
Did you see her? She's scratched your shoulder. There's a signal to me.
Mhm.
100%. I'm going to Hollywood when you meet her. That was a signal of where to meet her. She's scratched 3 times, 3 o'clock,
Mhm.
the 3rd month, and the 3rd day. That's when we meet her.
Mhm.
So I'm totally convinced of the stuff I'm telling you. 100%. It's not fooling around. Now, those people tend to have some response to antipsychotic medication. The problem with delusional disorder is that people don't believe they're delusional.
Mhm.
You believe what your nephew's in medical school? Is that his nephew? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he's my nephew. He's in
Yeah.
middle school.
And you believe you're female?
Yeah.
And you believe you're in St. Thomas now?
Yeah.
Carl holds his beliefs as strong as you hold those.
Yeah.
That's the
No,
issue.
no. The thing is I can be talked out of my beliefs, but what we have to do is go through all of the evidence together. I don't have an ego or anything. Let's go over the evidence together and you show me where I'm wrong. I have no problems with that. But no one wants to go over the evidence.
So what would happen, Mr. John, I could devote like a month of my life going through all this stuff, like 12 hours a day. I'm sure you probably looked at stuff and tried to dissuade him. But it doesn't matter what you say, there's always going to be a loophole or a problem or a what if or something. It's always, right? Same with the Rocky Mountain example, right? Same with Rocky Mountain. So the treatment, if Carl, you're willing to take it, would be antipsychotic medication.
He's been on an antipsychotic for.
What antipsychotic are you taking?
He's on
Risperidone?
risperidone,
How much?
0.5.
Oh, okay, that's not enough
It's
to test
nothing.
anything.
Yeah. It's
The-
nothing.
the ther-
It's taken the edge off,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
not enough.
The therapeutic dose would be 43 milligrams a day,
Mm-hmm.
1.5. So, but no one can force Carl to put it in his mouth and swallow it. You can't do that, right? So,
Well, the one that he takes, I do, but
so
he's never
s-
said that he would go up any.
Yeah,
on it.
so having like half a milligram risperidone for this, I don't know, it's like me running 10K and you giving me 2 ounces of water.
Mhm.
Like it's, it's just not enough, right? So that's, so that's it. So basically, that's what it boils down to,
Mhm.
right, that treatment. And then I guess the decision you have to make is where your threshold of tolerance is. And I can't make the decision.
No, that's been, I have a counselor who I've been
Yeah.
with for a year, and
Yeah.
my tolerance has gotten a lot better, actually.
You somehow you've developed a deeper level of acceptance, I guess.
It's funny how she gets someone to talk to and I don't. I just get told I'm crazy and that and I'm not stuck in my beliefs. I change my mind all the time. All the time. I learn new information and I'm willing to accept it. Hey, I'm wrong. But no one else is. Like, this is the thing. I just want someone to talk to. Because, like it all started with my workplace. Like, they had me to the point where I decided I wanted to kill myself.
Yep, and that all happened.
So yeah, that all happened. So then they keep doing their shit to me. They get me put in the hospital. I got no one to turn to, no one to talk to, because not even my psychiatrist will talk to me about it. He just locks me up based on information that he gets from my workplace, and I'm supposed to accept it and be told that I'm crazy. I know I've tried to say that, and I know you guys don't want to believe me. God is a foreign concept to you guys. You don't want to believe in God? I don't care. I believe that there is a creator. And I went through what I believed was a spiritual awakening, which did a rewiring of my brain. And yes, when your brain is rewiring, I believe that you go through a difficult time. But to like not care, like, do you know that my workplace went against everything that I said and did something, and somebody fucking died over it, was fucking killed, and the Ministry of Labor didn't fucking do anything, nothing, and they don't have to answer for it. I was so upset. I emailed Doug Ford, made an email to Doug Ford to look into it, because who do you go to after the Ministry of Labor?
And that all happened. I agree
Like, this
with all
is
of
the
that.
thing, like,
What would you say, John?
That all happened. All of that stuff did happen.
Like, who do I talk to? Then I have a car
That was the
accident.
start of all
Then
of
I have a
this.
car accident where I could have died, could have killed children, and I have a video of the accident. The guy lied about it. Lied. So all of this shit is based on fucking lies. People are lying, and they make people go crazy.
Again, with the car accident, yes, the guy pulled out in front of you, but the law is that if you swerve to avoid hitting someone or hitting an animal, then they call it. What did you get? What did they call it?
I don't know.
Some
But
sort
he
of-
lied. He
I know he lied. I
completely,
agree with you.
like, this is the thing. And the cops didn't
charge
investigate.
that- the charge
The
that he
cops
got
didn't
was-
investigate, but yet they gave that video to the news to clip it off and show a part of me doing the Dukes of Hazzard looking like an idiot. And I got to live with that, and there's nothing I can do about it. But yet I don't have anybody to talk to about this stuff. And because I think you think Trudeau's great, that's fine. That's okay. I don't have an issue with that. But I'm allowed to go out and say, factually, he has an NDA with a young girl. Why does our prime minister have an NDA with a young girl?
It's not necessarily that he
Exactly.
molested her.
It's not. So
But you think every
I'm just,
person in the world is
hey,
a child molester.
I'm not saying he's a child molester. I'm asking the questions. I'm asking questions. I don't know for sure or not. Do I want to think that my prime minister is a bad person? No, I don't. I want to think that my government and everybody wants to.
Well, I can't prove you're not a child molester.
See, here's the difference. I don't give a shit what you think about me because I know I'm not a child molester and I'm willing to stand up for myself and say no. And if you think I'm a child molester, then prove to me I'm a child
That's
molester.
not what he's saying.
I didn't say
But
that.
that's the thing. I know. But it's the same thing. I know you're not insinuating that I am. You're asking the question. How I'm saying that I'm not, and I can prove that I'm not, and there's no way that I am. So if you want to say that, if somebody wants to say that I am, bring the proof. Because I'll tell you what, you aren't going to find any.
But you also can't prove 100% that you aren't because you're not with other people 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but you gotta
nobody
prove that I
watches
am.
you, but
You
nobody-
gotta prove
but you
that I
can't
am.
Prove that you're not.
Well, I can.
But you can't.
Because I know what's happened in my life. I'm not.
So
like,
you can prove to yourself, but you can't prove to anybody else.
But they have to prove
So,
it to
okay, we're
me.
not
Like,
arguing.
this is the thing. This is.
Yeah, so I'm not meaning to,
This is just our life.
yeah, spin it
So-
into an involving.
Yeah.
So the psychiatrist that saw you said that there's bipolar disorder by history and marijuana-induced psychosis. Are you still smoking pot these days, Tom?
I haven't smoked it in like a week or so.
Is it?
Well, I'd have to drug test him again and make sure, but he, yeah.
It lasts, yeah. So
But then again, when I'm smoking pot, I'm not going into psychosis.
You-
It actually relaxes me, so I don't have to like.
So the only way one can tell for sure if marijuana is not contributing to it is to stop smoking pot for 2 months.
Mhm. That's what I've said to him.
Yeah.
Is stop smoking for a couple of months.
Yeah, and see how you feel.
And see what happens.
That's one. Because I can tell you that the antipsychotic medication and the marijuana would be like me going up against Mike Tyson in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lose in like 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would be.
How do you know Mike Tyson exists?
I would be in the. I would be the antipsychotic in that analogy.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So the marijuana would be more powerful.
Mhm.
So it's hard to say. Like, so a person can say, listen, if I take an antipsychotic, don't get better, then I can show you that I'm not psychotic. But if you're smoking marijuana, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
All bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I've been asking him to get off of it actually since his first car accident, which was the first time that he brought CBD oil home, and I said, I don't want you to do this. Go to the doctor,
So
get something else.
CBD should be okay.
That's what he started with, and then he
THC
went on
causes,
into yeah,
in some people causes problems.
yeah.
Listen, I'm not against marijuana. I'm not against However, in some people they go totally squirrely. It's like I'm not against alcohol, but some people have all kinds of problems with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not against driving a car, but some people drive irresponsibly.
Right.
So that's it. So so the psychiatrist feels that you are not. At this time, it would be contraindicated. In other words, not advised or not, for Mr. Smith to participate in a return to work program due to his emotional symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, take it as you like. But what I would recommend is no marijuana at all
Mhm.
for a couple of months, see how you do. Along with that, one could try an antipsychotic or not. There's an advantage and disadvantage to both. So just call it a history of marijuana use, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or not so much.
No, he had never
Perfect,
taken
okay.
drugs in his whole life.
Perfect. Okay. So if Carl, you stop marijuana completely for 2 months and see how you do, it'd be interesting.
Mhm.
Without any antipsychotic, right? Just to see what happens. The good thing about adding an antipsychotic, it can help decrease delusional beliefs.
Mhm.
And so there's already kind of the edge taken off, which is good.
Mhm.
The bad thing about an antipsychotic is that it totally clears without using marijuana. And you're on the antipsychotic, and you're not sure, was it gonna, would it have been okay without the antipsychotic?
Mhm.
It's not 100% clear, right? So what I would probably recommend is no marijuana whatsoever. None. Zero. But no one can stop you from smoking marijuana.
Mhm.
Right? You would have to agree to that. And one could argue for increasing your risperidone now or holding off until you're 2 months clear of marijuana. Those are my thoughts.
I'll think it over.
Yeah. So it says here, this is signed by or written by Denise Anton, Disability Claims Manager. She must work. I forget. Are you General Dynamics? Were you General Dynamics? No. Where were you?
Marwood.
Sorry.
Marwood.
Marwood.
Yeah, she's from Sun Life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It says I've read the IME report and I do not think my patient participated. Oh, privilege because. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think if you return to work now, I don't know, maybe things would be totally fine. But I suspect it would not be, because I suspect you would kind of start to talk about these things, people would react to them, you'd get in conflict, argument, it would just sort of, increase the kind of divide between others. I don't know, does that make sense to you, that projection?
Yeah, he can't go back to work.
Well, I'm more than willing to try and get better because I don't even want to leave the house because I'm worried about being hospitalized. I'm worried about the cops picking me up because it's happened. For violence and
In a
suicide.
year.
Violence and suicide. Never been violent. Only had suicidal problem once. But yeah, if I fucking don't like the way life's going, I can join this MAID program that Justin's got going. Is that a delusion? No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think you'd be eligible for that.
Oh, but they'll let a kid who can't find a girlfriend can join the MAID
I
program?
don't know if anyone's been killed for those reasons. I don't know of that. And legislation is on hold for another year, so that hasn't gone through. Joanna.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, has Carl ever had what we call a manic episode?
Mhm.
He has. Tell me what you mean by that.
Last year. The year before last year, he came in here when he was.
So she's gonna get to talk, but I won't be able to rebuttal.
You
Go
can
ahead.
Go ahead. And,
No, go
honey,
ahead.
I'm not gonna.
No, go ahead.
I'm
Go
just
ahead
gonna
and
tell
say
him
what you want.
What happened? Okay. He did try to kill himself, and then he came in here on his own. He came in here and saw Dr. Poku, and he put him on an antidepressant without a mood stabilizer, and then he seemed to be better, but I didn't know anything about any of this, and it was, everything is perfect, everything is wonderful, let's sell the house, let's move to Vancouver, let's start a new life, everything will be fantastic, we'll leave all this behind. So he went way, way, way up, and then so he was, to me, what looked like euphoric mania.
Yep.
and then he stopped taking his antidepressants and
Yep.
didn't tell anyone that he had stopped, and then he started.
So during that time, Joanna, it sounds like he was in an elevated mood state, full of confidence,
Mhm.
feeling great, grandiose. He's talking mile a minute. Is that correct? Energy was higher. Is that correct? Didn't need to sleep.
Didn't
much.
sleep.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and it lasted for what, weeks or
Months.
months? Okay.
Months. Yeah, like we put the house on the market, like because I didn't know what it was. I thought he just wanted to move to Vancouver, and
Right.
so we put the house on the market, and we did all the things, but the house didn't sell, and then he got in. That's when you got into the car accident. He got into a second car accident. He had stopped taking his meds, and he was doing drugs constantly, and then he went into like a manic where he was leaving and he was going to hotels and he was chasing aliens in parking lots and
He was what in front
chasing aliens.
I wasn't
He
chasing
was-
aliens
there
in
was
parking
aliens
lots.
And
I have videos with fucking lights in them, okay?
Mama
Dr.
has-
Poku
Mama has
even.
come for me. Mama the alien who is also God, and then you were Jesus. And there's videos of that too.
Well,
you
of
saying
course
you were
there is. I
Jesus.
can't lie about anything,
Well,
but
I'm
I can
not
also
trying
say
to lie
that that's
about
not
anything.
me
This
now,
is-
or nor has been for a long time.
And I'm not saying that that's you
But
now. I'm
you're-
telling him what happened, which is what he asked.
Well, this is
you
the
had
thing.
A manic
It's
episode.
it's a
I'm not
part
talking-
story. It's a part story.
We're
See,
not
this
two
is the
now,
thing. You
though.
get. I know. I don't ever get to talk, so you're gonna get to talk, and then I sound like an idiot because I don't. It doesn't matter because you guys don't believe in God anyway. So just
Okay.
do whatever you want.
Says the man who wouldn't get married in a Catholic church and who wouldn't baptize our children.
Exactly,
Even though I was
exactly.
Catholic my
Because
whole
my
life,
mind
but
can
now
change.
you-
I can take on new information
Right.
and take it on,
if
but
I
no
don't
one else
believe-
can.
If I don't believe the exact same way you do, then I don't believe in God. That's your opinion.
No.
That is your opinion. You tell me all the time that I don't believe in God. But I have been Catholic since the day I was
Well,
born.
you sit there and tell me that my God is horrible because he
Because
hates
your
my
action-
son.
'cause-
Because he hates my son. So is that some like I don't
Your
like,
actions and your words don't sound like something that the God that I've grown up with would ever say.
what love?
No, not love.
No,
Hate
it is
for,
love.
hate for trans, hate for politics.
It's
hate
not
for
hate.
people,
It's not hate for children. No, indoctrinating of children
I'm not
is
fighting
what
with
I
you.
hate.
Stop. But you want religious indoctrination to be okay. So, again, if it aligns with your views, it's okay.
You like this
If
is
it
the thing.
aligns
You
with your
don't know
views,
what
it's
my
okay.
views are. This is the thing.
So-
I don't get to talk. I don't get to talk because it's her fucking idea or her what she thinks, or it's
Yeah.
or it's nothing. This is the
Yeah.
thing. I never get to talk. Like you're supposed to be my psychiatrist. You're supposed to be talking to me, but yet you talk to my wife. If you want to convince me that I'm not right, that's fine. You can do that. You can show me where Justin Trudeau is good. You can show me where the things that I think, like Epstein's list, it's going to come out. Are you going to be shocked? Are you going to be shocked that if Bill Gates is on that list, or the Clintons, or
Yeah, the only picture I saw was with Donald Trump. With,
well, exactly. I don't know. I'm not saying Donald Trump is anything. All I know is what I've researched and what I know. And I don't have all of the information for everything. Just because I think something doesn't make it right.
So why am I not allowed to tell him what I experienced with you for the last 2 years? Because I'm
Well,
wrong.
because you're going to get to tell your experience, and then I'm not going to get to tell mine. I still
absolutely
have,
tell
Joe,
yours.
I've had how many sessions with him? I have not been able to say what I think.
Because you don't talk
Okay,
about
I'm
your
not going to
life.
argue. I'm not going to argue.
But
'cause
you don't
then
talk
I
about
just,
your life.
I'm looking
You
like
talk
I'm
about-
getting unhinged, and I'm not.
You talk about politics.
Okay,
and
that's
you fix
enough.
beliefs.
That's enough. Please
See?
drop it.
Listen, I got scooped.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write this, and I put Mr. Smith is currently experiencing delusional beliefs that are so strongly held that he would surely conflict with his coworkers in a very short time.
Mhm.
That's my thought. Just to be crystal clear, what I would strongly recommend is stopping all marijuana completely for a 2-month period. See how you do. With the option during that 2-month period of increasing the risperidone. I'm not going to call it if you're not going to take it. But if you're interested in taking it,
You say you want to get better.
Yeah, I can increase it to, I would go probably like a milligram a night for a few days, and go to 2 milligrams for maybe 3-4 days, and go to 3 milligrams and leave it.
Yeah, he takes it in the morning because when he first started taking it, he found that at night that it was keeping him awake, but
That's
he takes it in
unusual.
the morning.
That's unusual, yeah. Although, I mean, it doesn't matter when you take it,
Yeah,
but.
I think
most,
at that time he was just not
yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
anyways.
But most
but-
people have a side effect of sedation.
Mhm.
So
Are you willing to take?
I'm
more?
gonna think about it.
Okay.
yeah, so just let me know. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
Or I could call the pharmacy and have them put on hold. But then it's going to screw up the 0.5 dose.
Right.
Or prescription. Just think about it and let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And I'll fax this off to this Denise Hampton.
Do you want me to leave so you can have a few minutes? Or
No,
he has to leave?
he has to leave.
I've got a suite here, so.
Okay.
So-
Can we book longer appointments for him so that he can
Yeah.
feel like he's got
Listen,
more time to talk to you? Or
Yeah, we can do that.